Um, all right. Welcome. We are so excited to have so many of you here tonight with us in our hearing about our, business and what we do as online health and fitness influencers and what it's like to be a part of Team Beachbody. And we are so excited to have you all here. So we are just going to quickly introduce ourselves, and I'm actually not going to share. I'll just leave it off for right now. And that way we can just talk to y'all and share a little bit about our stories. So my name is Pam, and I have been coaching now for almost 6 years, which seems absolutely crazy to me because it doesn't feel like I've been doing this business for that many years. But I first started this business. I was just getting out of a divorce and just not in a really great place mentally. I was struggling a lot. I had zero self-confidence. I was trying to go to the gym. Well, I was pretty much going to the gym every single day. I was spending hours there doing pretty much nothing. And I was definitely that person that was just like wandering around the gym. I would go on the treadmill and sort of lift weights. And if I could get into a class, if I could find a time for a class that was, worked with my work schedule, I'd be able to get to a class. But I really wasn't seeing the results that I wanted. And my coach, Jessie, she's Alex and Monica, she's all of our coaches. We when I first got invited by her, I was like, no thanks. I'm, doing the gym thing. I'm good on my own. I've got this. And I don't, need a community. I was super nervous to get involved. But I eventually said yes and got started with my first program. And then I did 21 Day Fix, which is a 3-week program. I fell in love with the program. I was absolutely floored that I could actually get results in 30 minutes a day, because remember, I was spending like 2 hours a day at the gym, not getting that great of results. And then when Jessie told me, she's like, it's 30 minutes a day. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to get results in 30 minutes. Like, how does that even happen? And it did happen. So I followed the nutrition program. I committed to the 3 weeks. I did all the workouts and I totally fell in love with everything. And then Jessie was like, you should be a coach. And I was like, yeah, I don't think so. I had never ever taken a selfie in my entire life. I had no intentions of sharing my whole life on social media. And I really wasn't that into social media. And I was like, no, thanks. And then she actually told me that I could get a discount if I signed up to be a coach. And I was like, sure, I will definitely take the discount, right? I was just, like I had said earlier, I was just getting out of a divorce and living on my own. So any way I could save money, I'm in. So I signed up to be a coach, strictly thinking I'm just going to do this for the discount. And little by little, I just started falling even more in love with the community. And I loved having a place where I could kind of a private place, like outside of my, real life work friends and people. I had a place that I could, talk about things and connect with other people, and somewhere where I was on the same journey as other people. I think so often in life, it's so easy to get surrounded by people that maybe we went to high school with forever and they're the same people we see out all the time. Or sometimes work environments can be very toxic, negative places. And I needed a change. Like, I just needed something positive in my life. I'd come out of a really bad relationship, but I just needed something new. And I was loving that piece of the community. So slowly but surely, I started sharing a little bit here and there on social media. Friends started asking me what I was doing, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And then I was like, okay, I think I actually really like this. I'm a teacher. For those of you that don't know, I teach. I've taught 6th grade for many years now. I've taught 3rd grade, 4th grade, lots of things in between. And I love teaching. I love teaching so much, but this job gives me so much passion and so much purpose outside of being a teacher and outside of the classroom that can get so chaotic and so crazy. This gives me something else. And it's something that is my own. I control my own income. I can say how many hours I'm going to work, and that's reflected in my paycheck. If I don't work a lot of hours, that's also reflected in my paycheck. So I have really, really loved being able to do both. And for me, and you'll hear from, Monica and Alex both actually do this business full time. And I love knowing that once we start a family, that I am going to have this as a business to be able to do full time. So I won't have to be going into the classroom every single day and being away from my kids. So I am super excited just about the potential that this business has to offer. And one of the things, again, that I also love is that you can do this totally full time and have this be your full time job, which is, like I said, you'll hear from Monica. She's totally full time in this. Alex also is totally full time and has 2 little kids at home. So there's so many different ways that you can work this business. And being a part of this community has been a total game changer for me. So I'll go ahead and pass it along.
I can go next if that's okay. All right. Hi, my name is Monica Trojan. I have been coaching now for, well, it feels like forever, but now about 3.5 years. And I came into this business like Pam. We literally were like not even on social media. I was showing up on social media, just sharing about like friends, and Nick at the time was my boyfriend, and just like family stuff. I was like, never just posting pictures of just me. And if I did, it was like a special occasion. I looked like, like really good. And I was like, that's the only time I'm posting a picture of myself. And I had no desire to ever share on social media, like literally treat this like a business. So my journey started when I was feeling extremely burnt out at my previous full-time job. I used to work in the hospitality industry for 11 plus years. I was literally at the same company for like over 11 years. It was insane. And I was extremely burnt out. I was not happy. And I had a gym membership at Lifetime Fitness. And if anyone is familiar with Lifetime Fitness, I was paying like $100 a month at that gym for 12 years. I was at the same gym for like over 12 years since the age of 17 years old. I remember because I signed up with my ex-boyfriend. I was like 17. And I'm like, yeah, this is a great idea. And we never went. And I never canceled the membership. I never even put it on hold. I literally paid, well, it was like 90 something dollars a month for that gym membership. It was like insane now that I look back on it. But was paying $100 a month, was hardly ever going because my schedule was so busy. I was working over 60 hours a week at my previous job. In the hospitality industry, if you're familiar, like your schedule is all over the place. You don't have a 9 to 5. You don't have even like a 2 to 10. You have a like 1 to 1 in the morning. Like you worked 12-hour days. It was crazy. But again, I was making really great money. I, at the time, was like, when I first started working at that company, I was like in my early 20s. I had dropped out of college because I was like going to school, spending so much money because I was changing my major like 5 million times. I went from teaching to nursing to special education to business to accounting. Like I was all over the map. And I took a break from school, which, when you take a break from school, you never go back to school. Let's be honest, especially if you're with a company where you're making good money. You kind of like, my schedule was pretty flexible. I was working like I was anywhere from serving, bartending. And then I was, kind of like climbing that corporate ladder in the hospitality industry. And I was like lead event ambassador. I got like all the best events. I was making really good money. But again, I was super burnt out. I wasn't taking care of my own health and wellness journey at all. So then enter Jessie, which is my coach, who she's also Pam and Alex's coach as well. Her and I used to work at Top Golf together. That's the company I'm previously working with. And Jessie ended up working. She was working 3 jobs at the time: Top Golf and 2 other bartending gigs. And she was a single parent at the time. And I watched her match her income with Team Beachbody because she's been doing this a few years longer than I have. But I watched her match her income doing Beachbody, and she left. She left Top Golf. I was still stuck there. And I mean, that's my own fault. I wasn't stuck there. I allowed myself to be there. But Jessie had moved to North Carolina at this time, working for herself and sharing her journey on social media as a full-time Beachbody coach. And I was kind of stalking her on social media. She had invited me multiple times to join her. And I'm like, No, absolutely not. Hard no. That'll never be me. Good for you. I don't see myself, building a business on social media at all. But I kept on stalking her. Like, I'm like, hello, myself, Pam, and Alex, we were stalking Jesse's life and like, okay, well, what is she doing and how can I do it too? So I kept on watching her. So I still said no to the whole coaching opportunity. I didn't want to be an influencer. Nope, no one's going to ever be inspired by me. I'm a hot mess myself. All I do is like go out for drinks every single night. I'm not the epitome of health. And I joined one of her virtual accountability groups. I was like, okay, sign me up for whatever you're doing because you look great. And the workouts are like 30 minutes a day. Sweet, let's do it. Signed up. I started off with one of our 21-day workout programs. I got awesome results. I, started feeling really, really good. I was using our supplements. I was following a nutrition program. And that's like the first time in a long time I finally started taking care of myself. I put myself first, even throughout like the busyness of life. And she kept on re-inviting me, big girl, you should share your journey on social media and like start this business. I'm like, nope, still no, hard no, don't ask me again. And I kept on stalking her on social media. And I finally came to her when I had a really horrible day at work one day. Like one of the guests like told me, I was like, they called me a name. I don't even remember because I blacked out. You know, when someone's saying something really mean to you, you black out because you're like, what just happened? I don't know what just happened. But I remember going to the bathroom and I texted Jesse and I'm like, I need to do what you're doing because I need to leave this job. Because I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm not going to be treated like crap at work. And anyway, I dove right in. I dove right into the business side of it. I started sharing my journey on social media. And again, I was super skeptical. And I had a conversation with Nick. He's my fiance now, but back then he was my boyfriend. I was like, I thought he would laugh at me when I told him. I was like, so I kind of want to do this Beachbody coaching thing. And we were like laying in bed and it was like dark. And he was like, I think you'll be freaking great. Like, go for it. And I'm like, really? All I needed was like the one person to believe in me because I had no self-confidence before I started. Like now, 3 years in, it's easy for people to look at me on social media and be like, oh my God, this girl is so confident. I didn't have that back then. I was like terrified to even say the words, like, I am an online health and fitness coach out loud. Like, I was embarrassed. And I was embarrassed for him to judge me, which he's not a judgmental person, but still, like, I was in my own head about it. I'm like, he's probably gonna laugh and be like, this is dumb. Like, you're not gonna do good. But he believed in me. And so I signed up and I went all in while working at my previous job for 2 years. I was building this and working at my other job. Within 2 years, I matched my income and I went full time in 2020, which 2020 sucked literally. It was horrible, right? Like, what the hell just happened in 2020? It was crazy. But for me, it was amazing because I finally left that job and I was living a life of freedom, a life that I've always craved, a life that I can travel whenever I want. I don't have to answer to a boss. I don't have to commute anymore. I literally work for myself now. So within 2 years, match my income, but I was building it while still working there. So it's 100% possible if you work a full-time job, even if you're doing this as like a side gig. Pam's a full-time teacher and she's literally a top coach on our team. So it's possible. You can have a career you love and do this on the side. But for me, I wanted more. I wanted, Nick and I have plans to have children in our future, and I want to be a stay-at-home mom and still be bringing in an income for our family and still have something for me that's super fulfilling. So that's just a little bit about my story. It's changed my life. Like, I've never been more consistent in my health and fitness journey. I've met literally my most bestest friends on here. Hello, Pam, Alex, our team is amazing. And then also, like, financially, I'm financially free now and I work for myself, work from home. And this has literally changed the game for me.
I love hearing everyone's stories. I've heard both their stories a million times and I still love hearing it again. And what's cool is that all of our stories are different. We all are at different stages in our life. We all have different whys for this business, but that's the beauty of it. Like, we all come from different backgrounds. So about 5 years ago, I was a teacher. I had my master's in teaching. I had 3 credentials. I thought I was going to do that for the rest of my life. Like, that was my plan forever. And I got in a really hard job in special education and I got hit every day. I had bite marks on me. My classroom was torn up every day. It was a really hard job. And when you don't like your job, you become a really unhappy person. And that's what was starting to happen. I came home every day. I was kind of a miserable person. I was, Jeff and I had only, my husband and I had only been married for about a year at that time. So we are kind of newlyweds still. And I just was really unhappy. I kind of lost myself. I wasn't working on myself. I had no hobby for myself. I had nothing for me. My husband would go out golfing with his buddies and I would just sit home being like pissed he left me. Like I had nothing for me. And I also was dealing with a lot of really scary health issues on the outside. People would have thought I was healthy because I was skinny, but I was about 20 pounds over my normal weight. I felt miserable. I hated what I saw in the mirror. But more importantly, I was really unhealthy. I had severe health issues that I was hospitalized for, atrial fibrillation, a mini stroke, like really scary things. And I knew I needed to change. I was miserable in my job and I had no idea how to get out of that. My husband and I wanted kids in our near future, and we had no family by us, and we couldn't afford a daycare in San Diego because that's like more than salaries in San Diego. And stay because I've always been the primary provider in our relationship. So me not working or me taking, a part-time position was never an option. So I just felt really stuck in life. And I got approached about coaching on Instagram because, I would post those highlight reel pictures and people thought I had like my life all together and I didn't. And I got approached multiple times. And every time I'm like, this girl is ridiculous because I am so unhealthy. I eat hot Cheetos and Dr. Pepper for lunch. I am miserable. I could never motivate anybody. I hate working out, like all the things, right? I kind of just laughed at these people, like little do they know. But then for some reason, I felt like I'm religious and I felt like God was just nudging me to just hear about it. So I was a part of a sneak peek, very similar to this. And I was all in. I was like, holy moly, this is all like my prayers like have been answered with this. Like, this is what I need to do. For some reason, I was scared. I was really fearful, like all the fears and doubts, but I just freaking went for it. I took that leap and I had no idea, how it was going to work out. I had no idea how much it was going to change my life, but gosh, it really, really, truly has. I would say within the first month was off of all of my medications that I was on. I was getting like 2 or 3 migraines that would put me in the hospital a week and all those heart issues and all that. And I was off of every single medication I was on. My doctors couldn't believe that I had really with just from living healthy and working on my health, I had gotten out of all these really scary health issues. So I totally transformed my life in that way. But also I had something for me again. I had this community and that was life changing for me, like personally, because you become a happier person when you have a community you get to talk to. And when you're working on yourself through health and just all these things, you just become a happier person. And then most importantly, my big why with coaching was to be a stay-at-home mom. And I had my son 2 years ago, almost he'll be 2 next month. And I have been at home with him every single day of his entire life. And I think like that 6-week mark and that 8-week mark, I literally could cry thinking like leaving him at home. And if you're someone who wants to go and work that full-time job, you go, girl, like no judgment here. But for me, I am meant to be a stay-at-home mom. Like it would rip me up inside to not be home in that chaos and craziness. And I just had my second child a month ago. She is just became a month old, and I am home every single day with my babies. I am the primary provider for my family. And last year, I actually supported our family so my husband could change career paths and go through the fire academy. And without this job, this business, we never could have done that financially. He doesn't get paid through several months of the academy, and that never would have happened. So not only am I able to be home with my babies, but I also get to, still support my family. And I work in the cracks. Sometimes I work at 5 a.m. Sometimes I work during nap time. Sometimes I'm working at 9 o'clock like tonight. But I get to base my business and my job around my family and my babies. My family and my babies come first. I did not plug into work today. I worked a little bit this morning, and then once my son woke up at 6:30, I did not work again till tonight during this webinar. My job revolves around my family, and I could never, like, I feel so blessed that this is like, it's capable. You're able to have something for yourself without losing yourself in motherhood. Because I know for me, if I didn't have this outlet, it'd be really hard not to lose yourself. So this has just completely changed my, my world in every way. So anyways, if you want to share the PowerPoint, I will stop talking and I'll start sharing what we do, because I know that's why you guys are all here. But I think we all just get so wrapped up in our stories because it has changed our lives in so many ways. Okay, so let's share about what we are not. First and foremost, we share our lives and our journeys. You follow one of us, I'm sure, and you see that we share our journeys. We share the good, the bad, the silliness, all of it. We are not experts in nutrition or fitness. We are not salespeople by any means, because if we were very salesy, you would not be following us anymore if I had to guess. We don't need to know everything. No. We don't know a lot. We don't need to have any special degrees or certificates or certifications, and we don't have to have perfect bodies or goal weight bodies. Just had my second baby, and I do not have my goal weight body right now, being postpartum, having my second C-section in 2 years, but that doesn't mean I'm any less of a coach. It just means that, I'm working on my journey. My health is, I value my health, and that's what makes me a good coach.
All right. So let's chat really quickly about what it is we do on like a day-to-day as health and fitness influencers. So as you guys already probably know, we're partnered with the company called Team Beachbody. And now Team Beachbody is a health and fitness company. It's virtual. They offer workout programs, nutrition programs, supplementation, accountability, basically the total solution package you need to start your journey. So our number one job is to work on ourselves first. So we start a workout program, and when you join our team, we help you choose a program to start off with. We have like bar, kickboxing, strength training, circuit training, high intensity interval training, CrossFit style program. We have so many different types of workout programs, high impact, low impact, for beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Literally for every stages of life that you're in, we have a program. So that is our number one job. Take care of ourselves first. And then our job is to share our journey on social media. We use our social media. So whether it's Instagram, Facebook, you choose, and we share our journey. And we also get to create our own brand too. So when you sign up, you're not this like health and fitness robot. Absolutely not. You're not like all of a sudden like, in the snap of a finger, all right, I'm just gonna be posting sweaty selfies and flexing photos. Heck no. First of all, that's I'm not trying to be rude, but that's kind of annoying. Like if all you saw on someone's Instagram is like flexing photos and like sweaty selfies, you'd be like, okay, like we get it. You're working out. What's up? Like, what else do you do? Can we get to know you a little bit? You literally get to create your own brand. So like Alex is a mom. Pam is a teacher and a wife. I'm currently planning my wedding. I'm house hunting. I'm doing all these things. I'm actually in the craziest season of my life right now. Lots of things going on. And we're sharing our journeys throughout what our life is, but we're sprinkling in our health and wellness journey with Beachbody also onto our social media. And this way, we are providing that inspiration for other women and men to be like, okay, this girl is living her life. She's sharing like, through the chaos and the craziness and the hecticness of life, but she's also showing up for her health and fitness journey. Like, what is she doing? So we are literally being that inspiration for other people. And when our clients join us, and again, we provide all the trainings and resources that you will need to start your journey. And like, you don't have to have everything all figured out. Like Alex said right before this, you don't have to have it all figured out. We provide a training for you. You join our community, and then we bring on our clients as well. And we all become virtual and real life BFFs. We're doing this business together. We are supporting one another, empowering one another every single day. And we're literally dreaming so freaking big because, as we said earlier, like opportunities are endless in this business. endless. Whether you want to do this part-time as a side gig, as like a side hustle, or if you hate your job and you're like, I want to be home with my kids, or I want to travel the world and live a life of freedom, and you want to go freaking full-time in this business, sky is the limit. And we help you dream big. We literally are chatting throughout the day in threads and on team calls and all that stuff. And we're literally just dreaming really, really big for our lives, depending on what you want out of this. So literally our job is to help overall embrace people's lives and feel confident and empowered every single day. We help other people feel their best. And also when you join our team, we help you dream big for you, your family, and your future as well.
All right. So Monica kind of touched on this a little bit already, but our biggest job in this business, which I think is really cool, is you. Like you and your journey are the number one priority in this business. What other job is there where literally your job is to take care of yourself? Like to be feeling your very best. And that doesn't mean that every day is like rainbows and butterflies and it's all sunshiny days over here. Like, no, we have hard days too. And we have days where we don't feel like working out and we eat pizza and we drink wine still and we do all those things, but you're making your health a priority. And it's not just for the you today. It's not just for the you tomorrow. It's for the you in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. Like, where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself being in a physical, mental, emotional state? So as you are taking care of yourself, this is where you are going to be sharing your journey. And you kind of heard through our, myself, Monica, and Alex, our stories are all very, very different. And we all started off very differently. We are all in very different seasons of life right now. And we are still all finding a way to put ourselves first, to take, like Monica said, right? 30 minutes. Sure, I can get in 30 minutes, right? You can find 30 minutes in your day. We have programs that are 20 minutes. So if someone's like, oh, 30 minutes is too long. Great, 20, 10, whatever, do something, right? But making sure that you're putting yourself first. And I think that that's something that is super, super hard to do. I'm not a mom myself, but I have lots of mom friends and I am a teacher. So I take care of kids all day. And it can be very difficult to find time in your day to take care of yourself. And so often I hear people say, I don't have time. You do have time. We all have the same amount of hours in the day, and not a single person. We could ask every single person on this call, do you feel like your life is busy? Every single person on this call would say yes. And everybody's life is busy in a different way. But we all make sure that we're putting ourselves first, because if our cup is full and we're filling up our cup, we're going to be a better wife, a better teacher, a better mom, a better partner. You're going to be better for the people that are around you. So as you're sharing your journey, you're really focusing on building your brand. You are not a Beachbody billboard. You are you, and you are the owner of your business. Like, yes, we are all a part of this big company, but you're the owner of your team. You're the owner of your business. So you want to be sharing about you, because your people are going to connect with you. They're not going to connect with me. They're not going to connect with Alex. They're not going to connect with Monica or whoever. They're going to connect with you. And the only way for people to find you is by you sharing about that, sharing about the things that are going well for you, or maybe not so well. Maybe you like to one of my coaches, I think she's on tonight, Leah, she is always sharing like recipes and healthy meals. Monica, I know, loves to like make do like drink concoctions, but make them like a healthier version. So we all have like our own things that we can do. And you can see, these are just a couple clips from our Instagrams, but you can see, like, just looking at that, you would not know that we're Beachbody coaches. You would be able to see, like, okay, she likes food. She obviously works out a little bit. She looks super happy all the time. We know Monica always has her pink lips on. That's her, right? So building yourself, building your own brand, and not worrying about being a Beachbody billboard. Along with that, we have 3 other daily tasks. They're called our vital behaviors. And these are the things that really are going to move your business forward. So the first one I just kind of talked about is putting you first, sharing about your favorite products, sharing about the program that you're doing. And you don't have to say, oh, I'm doing 30-day breakaway, because guess what? No one cares about that. And no one knows what that is. We all might know about what that is if we're in the community, but if you're not, you don't know what that is. But you can talk about how you're doing a running program. Like I'm doing that program right now, and I share about how I have guided runs, and she literally tells me, speed up, slow down, walk it out. And she's coaching me the whole entire time in my ear that I'm running. We share about the, Shakeology. I'm sure you've all heard about Shakeology now at this point, if you're not already drinking it yourself, and just the different things that it does for our bodies. It literally fuels you from the inside out and is literally like helping all of your insides function properly. So sharing about those. The second thing is our IPAs, known as our income producing activities. These are the things that you're going to be doing on a daily basis so that you can move your business forward and that you can grow that income for you and for your family. We connect with people. We connect with the people that are already following us. We connect with new people, finding new friends on social media. Like that's one of the really cool things about social media is that I would not know any of these girls on this call if it were not for social media, which is crazy to me because they're some of my best friends. So we have all met because we chose to put ourselves out there and connect with new people. We invite people to join into our accountability groups and to be a part of this community and be a part of this team and build businesses of their own. And then we follow up with people because raise your hand if you've read a message and you were like, yeah, I'll respond. And then you don't. Yeah, definitely. I've been there several times. So we follow up with people because life is crazy for everyone, right? And we make sure like, hey, I don't know if you got my message yesterday. I just wanted to check back in with you. Our third thing is we run what's called a BOD group. BOD just stands for Beachbody On Demand, which is kind of like our Netflix of workouts, which is where all of our workouts are housed. So we all run a group. And typically when you start as a coach, you might run your first group alongside your coach. Or you might choose to just run a group by yourself and get 3 friends and start with 3 of your friends in your own group. And it's a private app. So it's off of social media, which is kind of nice. And it's a private place for us to just log our workouts, share different recipes. We share meal plans every week. We do different little inspirational things or motivational things. We're doing a super nutrition focused group right now. So there's really sky is the limit with what you can do with those, but we create a community and a place for people to be checking into. And then the last thing is personal development. And if you don't know what personal development is, Alex has I don't know if you coined this phrase or if you've heard it somewhere, but she calls it your brain fuel. Your personal development is your brain fuel. We have to be fueling our minds and we have to be putting ourselves in the right mindset in order to, again, be the best versions of ourselves. And that might be personal development about parenting, or maybe it's just about, I know when I started, I had shared, I had not a lot of self-confidence at all. So I was reading a lot of books reluctantly. At first I was like, I don't need to read those kinds of books. I'm totally fine. And little did I know I actually really did need that in my life. So we do personal development and we try to recommend at least 10 to 15 minutes a day. I know all of us love listening to podcasts and audiobooks. Easy to listen to when you're driving to work, or I always listen when I'm taking a shower and getting ready. So again, we want to be fueling not only our bodies and our bellies, but our minds as well.
Okay, so what our team provides, our team is thebomb.com. As you can tell, our community is amazing. And we provide a ton of stuff for you guys to be successful. Obviously, we've all, started this business within the last 5 years, and we got set up the right way. And we want to set you guys up the right way. We want everyone to have the most success they possibly can. So some of the things we provide. We do a weekly team call where we get together. We sometimes will do trainings or work sessions, but it's just a time to get on and hang out with your team. We have we do one-on-one trainings with your coaches, so you'll get on Zoom calls with whoever your coach is. We have Facebook chats like messengers. We have a new coach mentorship training that our coaches go through. We have endless social media training because I think most of us don't start out knowing all the ins and outs of social media, and that's okay. Like, if I hear a lot, oh, I don't have a big following, or I'm not into social media, neither were most of us. Like, I know I wasn't. My Facebook was deactivated. I barely was on Instagram, so I totally get it. We train you with that. And then we also have a huge Google Drive with tons of resources. Anything that we post in like our body groups, those challenge groups, or anything that we post that is going to help our clients, we also can give you that. Like, you can come up with, if you love creating recipes and that's your jam, great. But also we have tons of resources, so that way you don't have to come up with all this on your own, because I know that can be a little overwhelming. We provide you with everything you could possibly need.
All right. How do we make money? I know that's always a big a big question that we're all like, well, how do you actually make a living doing this? Like, how do you do this full time? So I know when I first started, I literally was like, how can you make money, like a full-time income doing this on social media? Is it like Monopoly money? Like, is it actual money? And now I look back and I'm like, wow, that's funny. But like, it's definitely one of those questions that we all have, right? Like, you're interested in joining, but you're like, can you explain the income structure to me? So in our business and compensation structure, the sky is the limit. And when I say that, there's like no cap. I worked at my previous company, like I stated earlier, for over 11 years, and I earned the same amount every year. Every year. I didn't give myself a pay raise. I wasn't really responsible for how much money I made. It really depended on the company. And that's okay. But that's why I left, and I fell in love with this compensation structure, because sky is the limit. You're 100% responsible for your income growth in this business. As your mentor, myself, Alex, Pam, Jesse, whoever brought you onto this team, we will help you establish some goals. We're going to talk to you about what your income goals are, how much money you want to be bringing in weekly. We get paid every single Thursday. So it's payday today, speaking of, which I was like, heck yes. I love Thursdays because it's payday. But your mentor is going to help you establish some goals as to like, how, what kind of money do you want to be bringing in weekly, monthly? And again, you don't have to be, pushing to do this full time if you love your job. If you want to do this as like a side hustle, as a side gig, that's 100% okay too. Your mentor will help you establish some goals to hit your financial goal. So how do we make money? We have multiple avenues to make income, which is amazing. Number one, we earn between 20 and 40% commission off of retail sales. Anything we sell, you earn a commission on it. A lot of coaches coming in, starting off, a lot of their income coming in is primarily from commission, because they're brand new. They're not really building a team yet. So, commission is great and all. When I was a brand new coach, when Pam and Alex were new coaches, their main income was commission, and commission is fantastic. But the bread and butter of the business is truly the team bonuses that we accrue as we build a team. And again, I'm not going to get crazy into detail about how team bonuses work and the structure of them. But once you start building a team of your own, you will start earning weekly team bonuses every single week. Now, how we earn team bonuses is the income is a direct reflection of the impact that you and your team are making every single week. So literally, the more people that you and your team help as a whole, you will be earning weekly team bonuses, which is amazing. Like, those team bonuses really add up once you start building a team. Now, a team doesn't get built in like a week or a month. It takes time. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This takes time to build a team. But if you like stick through it and you're pushing through and you're showing up every single day, even for 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. Guys, the momentum that you're going to build is insane. And that momentum is going to equate to those team bonuses coming in. And then also residual income. So basically that means, let's say you bring on a customer, you sign them up with, our total solution package. They love the Shakeology, which is our superfood shake Pam talked about earlier. That Shakeology, if they continue ordering it monthly, you earn the commission on that every single month. It's not like a one and done. And our clients stick with us for a very long time because our products are the bomb. And they want to continue nourishing their body with the Shakeology because it is a game changer for your nutrition. We have pre-workout, post-workout, snack bars that are all plant-based. We have collagen for hair, skin, and nails. We even have apparel, workout clothes, and we all earn that commission on that for everything we sell. So there's multiple avenues. And then also lastly, we have quarterly bonuses as well, which can range anywhere depending on what your rank is. Again, I'm not going to get crazy deep into what ranks there are in the business. But basically, the more your team grows, you're going to hit and advance in rank. And quarterly bonuses range anywhere from $800 to $65,000 a quarter. And that is depending on what your rank is. That's literally Beachbody handing you a paycheck for being a specific rank in your leadership. I mean, what? And that is on top of what you're making in your weekly bonuses and your commission as well. So your weekly paychecks can be legit, like amazing if you show up every single day, do the work. And I'm going to enter the income disclaimer that Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from this opportunity. It depends on your own effort, diligence, and skill. It's all up to you. You are 100% your own boss in this business. So like Pam said, if you don't show up at all week and you don't have a team yet, you're not going to be earning any income. But if you continuously show up every single day and build a team, and you're treating your social media like a business and you're treating this like a business, income potential is incredible.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about the super fun stuff, which are trips and vacays. And now that it's 2021, we can have these trips again, and I'm so stoked. So there are so many travel opportunities with this business. We have our own team retreats several times a year, which are basically big girls' weekends where we get together. We stay at this mansion. We just actually had one a couple months ago. We stayed literally on the beach in a mansion. It was amazing. And we do team building, team bonding. We got like massages upon arrival. We get some swag. We do business training. But the biggest thing out of these retreats are that you leave with new like best friends and a new sisterhood. This community is amazing. We cry together. We laugh together. It's just amazing. And you feel a fire for this business after those weekends. So we have several of those a year. They're all across the country. I think we're doing one in January at Disney World, which is so cool. I don't know if I was supposed to say that yet, but surprise. And then we also have Beachbody actually puts on several trips a year that are like annual conferences and conferences for certain leaders in the business. And they pay for your hotel and just all kinds of amazing stuff that in Vegas and all over the country as well. And again, they're just weekends where you get to grow as a person and in your business. And they're so fun. Like our events are the best. But the trip I love talking about the most is once a year. It's called a Success Club trip. And it's essentially when someone's showing up in their business and they're helping a few people a month, you get a free vacation for you and your family, or you and your friends, whoever you want to take. It's usually somewhere tropical and fun like Mexico, Punta Cana, the Caribbean. You get the picture. It is amazing. I went to the Caribbean 2 years ago. It was my baby moon when I was pregnant for my husband. It was a 6-day all-inclusive trip. It was a cruise, and then we went to the Bahamas and Haiti and all that. And it was incredible. I took my husband, and he really didn't think it was going to be free, Well, guess what? It was. I was like, surprise, it is. I'm not lying. Like, it really is free. And it was, they treat you, it's like a 5-star trip. It is so fun. And next year, a lot of us are heading to Punta Cana, which is going to be so cool. But this is a free vacation that you can earn for you and your family, your spouse, your parent, your kids, your friend, whoever you want to take. I don't know about you, but I don't know very many companies or jobs that you have the ability to take a free vacation. And I know for me, I'm not really doing all these trips without this business. So that is probably one of the things that fires me up most in this business, is the opportunity for travel. And not only that you get to experience it, but you get to take your loved ones too. That's pretty rad.
And I'm just going to throw this in there. Our company is right now like doing this promo for basically you just showing up. And remember, I talked about those vital behaviors, like doing those things. For you doing those things, they're giving away like hundreds of dollars a week, special workouts with the trainers, and free trips. And it seems unreal to me still. I'm like, pinch me. But I actually was a winner of one of these trips like that Alex was talking about. And I won like a total 4-night stay for 2 people at Riviera Maya in Mexico, like all inclusive, everything paid for. I just had to pay for my flight, which is like I said, I'm still like, what is this real life? Like this would never, ever happen to me in teaching ever. And just for showing up and doing my work, I was like rewarded for, with a trip. And again, that's like super random. Like any coach in the entire business who's showing up and doing their things has the potential to be, winning something like that. And Alex, I think you won too a couple weeks ago. Didn't you win money or something? Yeah.
Yeah, I won $250 for apparel. And then one of the coaches on my team actually won $500 3 weeks ago. Like she just got an extra $500 with her paycheck, which is so cool.
Yeah.
All right. So if you are willing to put in the work daily and set big goals, there is absolutely nothing that you can't do. And again, like I said earlier, you have an amazing team you are a part of. We literally are there with you every step of the way. We're cheering each other on. We're empowering each other. We're setting big goals together. And anything can happen if you are just not afraid to do the work and dream bigger than you ever had before. I know for me, before this business has taught me so much about myself and who I am, and same to the other girls too. I was a huge, what's the word I'm looking for? I lacked confidence. I lacked a huge confidence. I literally thought I was going to be at the same job for the next 10 years. Nick for the longest time was like, oh, just don't work. It's fine. Like once we have kids, like you can be a stay-at-home mom and, all support us. But I always had that vision in my mind where I want to do something for myself. I want to be able to contribute financially. And I want to prove to myself that I am an empowered woman, that I am a woman that can go for it, that I'm a woman that I can run a business. And I never, ever knew what I was capable of before this opportunity was presented to me. I literally was stuck at the same job, and that's my own fault. I was scared to dream big. I was kind of like hiding in a rock or under a rock. What's the saying? Yeah, you're kind of like under a rock. And I lacked the confidence. And again, like if you're not afraid to dream big, like so much can happen if you go for it. And just remember, you are backed up by a freaking bomb squad group of women that have your back no matter what. And we're in this together. Oh, you're muted.
Yes. I know. It's just like, you're muted if you're trying to talk. Yes, I am trying to talk. So what now? Next steps now is getting you started and getting you plugged into our community. If you are not already a member of our BOD group, our accountability group, wellness studio, self-love club, whatever it's called, we will get you plugged into there. We'll talk about, do you remember what's your number one priority in this business?
Taking care of you.
Yeah, there we go. That was the teacher wait time. But yeah, taking care of you. So we're going to help you get plugged in. We're going to get you set up with a program, talk about nutrition, and get you going with that. And then you'll be plugged into our new coach mentorship training, where we are going to be helping you side by side. Like we shared already today, we have so many resources to share with you. Sometimes it's almost like overload of resources, because really, when you think about those 4 things that I shared with you at the beginning, the business is not that hard. The hardest part of the business, just like the hardest part of your own journey, is showing up for yourself and being consistent. So we are super excited. We hope that you guys are all going to join us. And cost to sign up. That's probably like a big thing that you're all thinking about. So cost to get signed up. If you are already a member of our studio, $0. Cost you nothing else to get signed up. That's it. If you are not, you're gonna want to get your startup package. So like Monica had talked about earlier, the total solution package is going to get you access to your Beachbody on demand account, which has all of your workouts and nutrition programs and a meditation studio, all the things. You're going to get your first month of supplements, and then you're also going to get access to our team. As a coach, you do get 25% off of all of the products that you order, whether that's apparel, beach bars, Shakeology, Performance Line, anything you order, you get 25% off. And then there is I think it's like $15 or $16 fee each month. And that fee is basically just, to run your back office. We are fortunate enough where we do not have to buy a bunch of products and then sell them off. Like as Alex shared earlier, like we're not salespeople. We're here to like build a community and live our best freaking lives. So we're not salespeople. We're not selling products off of ourselves. We are inviting people to this community because this community can change your life. All right. And then does anybody have any lingering questions that they want to share? You can either type them in the chat box or unmute yourself. I'm going to